Olamide Odekunle is standing by to bring us up to speed with stories that are trending now. Olamide, good morning.
Good morning, team. How are you doing today?
Very well.
Excited to hear from you.
I'm excited, but it's a very somber morning, as we just saw in Abuja. These discussions and this dialogue about these massacres are extremely important.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to head straight into my stories. In my first story, or rather, I didn't greet you guys. Good morning, Nigeria. I like to say that TVC has a finger on the pulse and our eyes on the streets. And if it's a trending story, good, bad, or somber, we're going to bring it on here and have some decent dialogue about it. In our first story, still on the discussion of the massacre in Plateau State, where 51 people were slain in bloody attacks in Bassa local government area, when 100 armed assailants stormed the villages, opening fire as terrified residents fled. Now, this tragedy is coming just days after 52 lives were lost in nearby Bokos. And more than ever, it's clear that Plateau needs our help and our voices. But as we know, this incident is not isolated. Just last night, as we spoke about in another incident, many people are feared dead as suspected armed herders invaded the Otobiakpa community in the Otokpo local government area of Benue State, and they are crying out for help. Take a listen.
Security is something else. Our parents cannot sleep. Please, we need your help in Otobiakpa, in Otokpo local government. Please, Otobiakpa is under an attack by Fulani herdsmen and they are killing our people. Please, please post this. Please share this post so that it can go viral. Let people know what is going on. Please, we need...
So guys, be at alert. Otobiakpa is under attack. I just got this information. Everybody are running helter skelter. Mother and children, they are burning houses. They are killing people. I just spoke to this girl now. Yeah, her voice.
These people are even more than 100. They are plenty. So many of them divided themselves into the whole village. Burning houses, killing people. I saw that they killed my neighbor.
In Plateau State, Menche Stephen was 7 years old. Nima Stephen was 4 years old. Mary Stephen was just 24 years old. Salama Aga was 15 years old. Laraba Aga was 4 years old. Lovina Monday was just 19 years old. Aga Monday was 4 years old. Jerry Moses was 7 years old. James Moses was only 10. Jacob Moses was 3 years old. Ado Janjuma was 7 years old. Sarah Kula was 16 years old. Ishaya Moses was 10 years old. Juan Moses was 5 years old. Sunday Mangwa was just 25 years old. This is just a quarter of the names and people that were killed in Plateau State. Now, guys, we can't really say much on this issue, but I'd like if you guys would just observe a moment of silence with me here on national television to honor the 51 lives that were lost. May their souls rest in perfect peace.
Amen.
Moving on, in our next story, a video making the rounds on social media has ignited debate after uniformed officers of the Nigeria Police Force were seen lining up to receive 5,000 naira cash each from a Chinese national. Now, in the clip, a man that is presumed to be part of a Chinese business delegation can be seen handing out the money as officers quietly queued to collect this money. But in a swift response, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has ordered the provost of one police mobile force in Kaduna and the DSP, Aliyu Adejembi, along with his team, to report to him for questioning. What do you guys think? Was this a potential breach of protocol and professionalism, or just money changing hands? Let's take a look at social media. Step Up says, just kindly tell them to submit their bank account numbers and you transfer to them rather than embarrassing them like this. And Mesigo says, this is a disgrace. At the police NG, collecting money for what actually? This is what the academy has turned into. No respect for the uniform. In our next story, the residents of Emure, Ekiti State, had reason to celebrate as Bayo Ajayi, a member of the Ekiti State Environmental Protection Board, inaugurated a new community phone charging center just earlier this week. Now, acknowledging the ongoing electricity challenges in the area, he assured the locals that the state government is working tirelessly to restore power as soon as possible. In the meantime, the charging hub was introduced to help residents stay connected completely free of charge. Take a look.
What we are especially launching today is the charging point. Actually, the purpose of this is that for some time now there's no light in the day. I think almost 3 or 4 months now. And I learned that our people are having issues with light. Yes. For this period, we thank God the state government is attending to the light issue. But between now and then, and to at least relieve our people of the stress, I have to have this charging point to be built out as of this anyway. The purpose is for people to be charging.
Now, this gesture was appreciated by the people in the community, but I've got to ask, should temporary fixes like free charging stations become the new standard in addressing our chronic infrastructure and power issues? I don't know, and I don't think so. But let's take a look at social media. Maximo says, see what they reduced Nigerians to, the once giants of Africa and emerging economy. They reduced our purchasing power to the barest minimum and now parade themselves as lords of frivolities and irrelevancies. Imagine, in the 21st century Nigeria, shame won't finish me. And Lexi says, congratulations to the good people of Ekiti. You are truly swimming in the dividend of democracy. I must visit Ekiti State to charge my phone. Very interesting, guys. It seems that as we saw in the story of the police collecting money from the Chinese nationals, and as we're also seeing in this story about the charging ports, we seem to be operating in this country, unfortunately, at a very archaic level in terms of our standards of behavior and movement. What do you guys make of this?
Ladies first.
All right. You know, you see some things and it makes you dumbfounded, and so you search for the words to really address this matter, especially that of the police collecting monies from the Chinese national, and someone stood and was recording them. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a breach of professionalism. It's a breach of protocol, because it means that this person can do anything for this person. It's sad that our police personnel, our security personnel are reduced to this level. It's a shame. And I hope that this matter is investigated to the letter, and that those that need to be brought to book are brought to book. How did the Chinese national get those number of policemen, gather them in one spot? I was giving them monies and they were brandishing weapons when they are supposed to be keeping people on the streets in that environment secured. That's on the one hand. On the other hand, talking about the charging port that was made available by a member of the Board of the Environment in Ekiti, it's also a shame. Is that the best you can do for those people? Yes, they need to charge their phones, but are you looking at ensuring that they have perhaps transformers in those areas where they can have electricity in their homes, and not that they have to move somewhere to charge their phones? Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Is that what you see when you travel outside the country? Yes, it's a makeshift, but what about having transformers for those people? That is my own concern. That is also a shame.
Okay, but Veronica, what if there's transformer and at some point there's no light? I think that let's also encourage when things like this happen. It may not be the best, but at least they tried. You know, even with electricity, it's not every time that you see constant electricity. So maybe when you don't have light, you can just stroll there.
What are they using to power that thing?
Well, they said you can plug it and charge it even when there's no light.
When people take meat away from you, bones start to look attractive, don't you guys think?
I know, but I'm saying that when people come up with new innovations, we should not just totally put it on the ground. This is an innovation. It can be better. Of course, they can do better.
Solar, you can ensure that the solar gets across to the people. Yes, it's not cheap, but then you can, rally around your friends and develop something for the benefit of everybody. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Of course, they can do better, but I also think that we should be able to, like, when we have new innovations, we should just, appreciate it, because when somebody does something good, they can do more. But moving forward, let me talk about the police story. It's really sad to see that, and I am really happy because I know that Mr. Kayode is always on the top of his game, so I know that these people will definitely be brought to book. Our police are supposed to be very well respected, so seeing the Chinese do that to them, trying to humiliate them, because you cannot even do that in their own country, this is really sad, and we should not let one bad egg spoil the police force. We still have people in the police force that would never do this, so I'm hoping that Mr. Kayode will really talk about this and make sure that these people are brought to book.
All right, on a global scale, what we want to see is the Chinese bullying the US, not Chinese bullying our own security, personnel. It goes to show how morally decadent, what things have actually degenerated to. Where you have our Nigerian police bullying our own people that they're supposed to be protecting, and they're now kowtowing to foreign nationals and Chinese for that matter. So that has to be very much investigated. If those guys are found wanting, they should be dismissed. And if this guy doling out that free cash to them has also breached what's supposed to be abnormal protocol, then he should be kicked out of this country. We do not want to be bullied on our own soil. We do not want to see that. The Ekiti makeshift power supply, well, according to the story, they said it's just a makeshift. It's just for the meantime while they resolve the overall electricity in the locality. Well, whether it looks good or not, I appreciate the man, but we want you to do more. The constituents, if they are fine with it, okay, but they should demand more, because dividends of democracy has to trickle down and it has to be meaningful.
I mean, for the Chinese and the police, you guys have said everything I would have said. For the Ekiti story, my concern is, why announce it? It's a very small thing. These are the kind of things that I would do and nobody will hear. You're not a politician. Yeah, I know.
If you don't do it, how would they
know they can go there to charge their phone?
And I must say, when Olamide reeled out those names and the ages of the victims of the story really went home.
All right. You can take it over now, Olamide.
Thank you, guys. In our final story, a recent video, on a lighter note, a recent video of South African President Cyril Ramaphosa touring the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research has gone viral for his genuine excitement around the CSIR's cannabis-related research and its prompting thoughts on research-based solution. Take a look.
We receive it.
So this is...
Yeah, it never poison. It never poison.
So, yes.
So we receive it like that, as a flower.
Yes.
And we conduct some pre-processing.
And it's good to describe it like that, as a flower.
Yes. And we were going to do a little demonstration. Pauline here is our young graduate.
Is he the one who tests it?
No. He does the science. So he's got...
Do you guys think that other African countries like Nigeria might be willing and maybe even ready to follow this path towards research-led based approach to this controversial substance? But I will say that in 2024, the president of South Africa did sign into law the Cannabis for Private Purposes Act, and this allows people to consume it privately. But I'm not going to take any tweets, because what you guys were saying about this video is not safe for national television. Do you have an interesting perspective you'd like to share? Please tag us with the hashtag trending now on TVC on any social media platform. I promise you that we are listening. Now, guys, he was a little too excited.
Of course.
He was really excited.
But quickly, because of time, so that we can make judicious use of the time. Kudos to South Africa. It's research-based, so we understand the steps they are taking. They now join other countries like Canada, Uruguay, Netherlands, and all who have, approved the use of cannabis as it is, but for research purposes. I know that one of the presidential candidates in 2023 election had been pushing that. I think that's Omar Yele Chore. He has been pushing that, but it's good to see. Interesting.
For research purposes, it's fine. But I was scared, Olamide. I thought you were going to read the comments coming from Nigeria. I'm like, oh my God. But anyway, if there's anything we know about Cyril Ramaphosa, he's always laughing. I don't know if you remember the video where he was giving women roses. I think he's always excited. And that's something I like about him. He's very lively. But for research purpose, fine. But apart from research purpose, no. We say totally no.
Right. I will encourage that we do more research. We have IITA, we have IITA, we have FRIN, we have all of those research institutes. They should do more. But we need to now strike the balance. Do we want to see more zombies on the road, or we want people to be fine, medically when it comes to the research? We just have to strike that balance, because cannabis sativa is a no-no for me.
Quickly, Atuma, one word.
You guys have said it, so
then we can draw the curtains on the program. But thank you, Olamide, for those stories. This is where we draw the curtains on the program for today. Let's let you know that the views and reactions of all our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Up next is Your View with the ladies, and afterwards this morning with Yori Folarin. Just stay safe. Bye.